Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And if you've seen any news articles or know anything that's going on, Kaspa is up 15% currently. Told you guys, just diamond hand and wait. Only reason Kaspa was down because of the economy and bad news. And you see now, just diamond hand, guys. But you see now with the announcement of the tariffs being postponed 90 days, Kaspa is running up. It's starting to look like the old Kaspa. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. But remember, Kaspa, Kaspa, Kaspa. Dance with who brought you to the party. Trying to see if my sounds have been erased, and they have been. Just checking my soundboard. Okay, that ain't there. Hello. That's weird. Trying to see. Dang it. Yeah, they're all gone. So either way, no problem there. Let me turn on the spotlight, let you guys look at the crypto bubbles real quick. And if you can see here, these are the crypto bubbles. You can see Caspa right here at 15.9%. Brett is up 15, or sorry, Cash is up actually 15. Okay. Brett's up 15.5. Fet's up 15.6. Hondo is up 21.8. Toshi's up 17.2. Arkham, no, sorry, Arts Block is up 18. Turbo's up 13.4. Peanut is up 9.5. XCN is up 39.9. Okay. So Mr. Miggles is up 25. Powell's up 37. I told you guys, keep an eye on the things that are green when the market was down. These are the ones that's going to push the hardest. XRP's up 13.8. Check out my previous XRP video or the XRP live stream from earlier. AI 16Z's up 20%. Link's up 15.8. Ethereum is up 13%. Ethereum ain't been up in months, right? I think Ethereum's last was, what is this? Does it say the date? Yeah, December. Ethereum's been going down since December. This is the first move up Ethereum's had since December. Theta's up 11.1. Aerodrone is up 23% today. So a lot of these market cryptos have been down all year, and now they're starting to pump back up because of the news in the market. So let me know what you guys think about that as well, and what you guys thinking about the market and the announcements to hold the tariffs, right? So let's look at the Casper dashboard. Okay, well, the hash rate's still under Ether hash. It is 862.4. But try to see if it's going up or down. It's a lot of movement, but I can't tell which way it's going. Next reduction is 26 days to 55. You can see here clear we're back at 7 cents. Starting to look like the old Caspa. So let me know if you guys are holding Caspa. If you are Caspa maxis at 15.8 today. See here. Check the nodes real quick. Not a lot going on there. So let's see. So we'll go to top addresses. So on top addresses, we were at 500,013. We're at 500,016. Just picked up 3,000 holders today, which is not unique holders. Those are just holders that have an address. I know personally I might have at least 6 or 7 addresses. Currently the crabs in the last 24 hours added one crab, 8 in the last hour. Excuse me. 3 octopus in the last hour, lost 4 in the last 24 hours. Fish added 9 in the last hour, added 42 in the last 24 hours. One dolphin left in the last hour. 12 added in the last 24 hours. 4 sharks must have sold, and we added 1 shark. No change in whales in the last 7 days or humpbacks or the Aquaman, right? It's been pretty steadily there. So let's look at the changes in addresses. Mexi lost 9.3 million, and I'll be on a AMA with Mexi tonight or in the morning at 9 in the morning UTC time, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can probably watch it later because I know you guys aren't going to be up at 4 a.m. So this is the number 2 address added 1.3 million. I wish I had this address. 669,000. Wait, 669 million, right? So it is close onto this Mexi address. Gate IO is 579 million. Lost 12.8 million. This guy lost 1.3 million. BitGet lost 1.8 million. Bybit lost 3.5 million. This guy lost 378,000. This guy added. Is that right? 31 million? It's weird. This guy added 300,000 and this guy lost 9,000. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. Moving forward to the Kaspa Live. So Kaspa's market cap is 1.8 billion. 24-hour trading volume is 156 million. Last hour it's up 0.22%. Last 24 hours is up 14.5. This is starting to look like the Kaspa of old. The original Kaspa. Put a 100 in the chat if you know where it's at. If you were around back in the Kaspa days, go ahead and drop that 100 in the chat. But either way it goes, last 7 days is up 7%. Last 30 days up 16%. Last 90 days it is down 37%. I just realized I don't have the trading view on here. Let's open that up real quick. Dow Jones closes. Let's see, what is this? Dow Jones closes above up 2,962 points, and the market rallies as Trump backs off the tariffs. Bro, leave the tariffs alone, please. You're killing us. So what are we looking for? Oh yeah, trader view. Trading view. Oh, I get this wrong every time. Trading view. We'll switch up to pass once it comes up. Turbo is up to 0017. And what is this? Kaspa. So here we are. 5-minute chart. Looks like it got a red candle, a couple of green candles. RSI is down from earlier today. Look at the 15-minute chart. RSI is up crazy. Looks in the 70s, bro. That's crazy. That's why we see a plethora of green candles here, and I'm pushed up to 8 cents. Let's look at the 1-hour chart. Got to zoom in a little bit. So we had a green candle, pull back, a couple more green candles to 007. Let's try to see what we're at today. Where was this? I guess we started today at 5 cents. Yeah, 5 cents. So we added 2 cents today. It's actually big, starting to remind me of the old Kaspa. Let's see if we can zoom out. Let's see if we go to the day chart. That might make more sense. And zoom in. And you can see here, RSI is going crazy. And we're at 12 cents in January. What is this? 15 cent in December, 19 cents in July. And you can kind of see, let me see, the green candles, right? It started here, started pumping up, but it always started with the one candle, pull back, and then a pump, pull back, and a pump. Let's see if we can, one candle, pull back, and a pump. So we're at the one candle, just going to have a pullback, and then we might have a pump. Let me know what you guys think. You see RSI is crazy up. Let me check the MACD real quick on the day chart. Let me see, moving average. You can see we've been building volume pretty steady, dropped in a volume, and now we're starting to build volume again. So let me know what you guys think about that. This is back to 10 cents. Currently we're at 7 cents. So that'll be 3 cents away, and we pulled 2 cents today. So if the trend continues, we might be back to 10 cents by Friday. What's today? Wednesday? Maybe by Friday. Let me know what you guys think about that. So this is cash under 1,943 transactions, 280,000 addresses up 84. Fees are 129.4 million, up 1.7 thousand. Total wallets is 618K, up 111. So I'll just see here, trying to look around. I really haven't fully understand this dashboard yet. I've been looking at it and playing with it, but I really haven't researched it to see exactly what the dashboard is. But let's go to Twitter real quick. And this is the AMA I was talking about at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning UTC time, 5 a.m. Central Standard, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tripping. So this is CAS, and it's showing we are up to 7 cents, and you can see the lovely green candles. You guys have been saying where the green candles here. I give you green candles. Kaspa reclaimed 7 cents, aiming to break out following the wedge formation. So if this is 7 cents, I do think we are going to hit 10 cents soon as it continues to run up. So we are here for the tech, 10 BPS smart contracts, etc. Here for the tech only. Kaspa 15% boom. Like that with the Iron Man in the back. Let's go. Let me see this chart. You can see here we did pump up finally at the 7 cent mark. So this is Kaspa fam again, the magic of hydro seeding. You know what, 100% sure what the hydro seeding has to do with anything, but that's cool too. Because that was all of the Kaspa information. So I guess we'll go to this video with your crypto crew. Vitalik Buterin exposes Ethereum's major problem. Kaspa takes over.
So we started really paying attention to this problem in the summer of last year.
That is an absurd workflow that's been existed like on the ETH side of things for years.
The issues can be outage. This happened with Arbitrum, and things can be higher rollback rates, which means that people are rolling back transactions for their own sake.
Ethereum has a problem that's not going to be solved over the next 6 months.
If these issues aren't fixed soon, Ethereum risks losing its position in the market.
What's up, Crypto Crew? Welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mite, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, Ethereum has major problems. The other day, ETH founder Vitalik Buterin spoke at the 2025 Web3 Festival in Hong Kong about how to improve the cooperation of Ethereum Layer 1s and Layer 2s, and I almost could not believe what I heard.
Topic I want to talk about today is layer 2s, and particularly how we can make layer 2s and layer 1 on Ethereum talk to each other more quickly. So today, withdrawing from Optimism or Arbitrum takes a withdrawal period of 1 week. This causes a lot of problems, and what we want to try to do is we want to try to reduce that all the way down to 1 slot.
So Vitalik Buterin is aware of Ethereum's problems, and there are multiple of them, which I will make another video or videos about the financial aspect. But in this vid, we'll camp at Ethereum's foundational issue. I was not aware of how slow transactions between Ethereum's Layer 1 and Layer 2 were. At the making of this recording, Ethereum is still number 2 on the crypto ocean, but for how long? Because ETH's problems show its limitations.
2025 is likely to bring favorable conditions for crypto. Potential regulatory support from the Trump administration could boost its price, but that alone won't reverse Ethereum's struggles. The real challenge is that the competition is moving fast. Other protocols are quickly catching up, and Ethereum needs to address its structural issues before its dominance is further eroded. To remain competitive, Ethereum must adjust its Layer 1 and Layer 2 model to ensure it stays economically sustainable. It can't afford to wait much longer. If these issues aren't fixed soon, Ethereum risks losing its position in the market.
Based on what I've researched in the last few months, Crypto Crew, ETH's existence may be in jeopardy. Ethereum prided itself on being a first mover in smart contracts and ETH's ecosystem that have many developers build on still today. But competitors such as Kaspa are not only catching up, they're closing in on Ethereum, offering much faster and cheaper solutions. This is why I call Ethereum Kaspa's failing dad.
I want also to touch a bit on Ethereum because I do think Vitalik is a great guy, not just because he made EVM, but also he sticks with the spirit of trying his best to do decentralization. By the way, Vitalik and Ethereum Foundation also cares about the hardware requirements and the level of decentralization, all factors, and so on. And what he shares with Kaspa's research team is that we all think we can trust on like the humankind nature, but we think promoting competition in game theory from economics is a better solution here. What Ethereum strategy is that they try to use Ethereum as the only layer 1, but to outsource computation and execution to layer 2s. And this seems to be a good solution, but I challenge it. I think it doesn't work. The reason is because these L2s, their services are much centralized, and Ethereum cannot do anything with it.
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Know what you hold in Kaspa, Crypto Crew. Always remember to keep your crypto investments safe. Practicing self-custody is key, especially during the 2025 bull run. In my personal opinion, the Tangem wallet is your best option. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage. If you wish to order your Tangem wallet today, you can get 10% off using code Crypto Crew. Link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
The first question that I want to ask is basically like, why do we care about this, right? Why do we care about faster communication between L2 and L1? And I think for me, there's 2 reasons why this is important. One of them is just a user experience. Waiting for 1 week is a bad experience. And the other reason is we need Ethereum to be a more integrated ecosystem. One of the challenges in Ethereum right now is like we have these L2 ecosystems ecosystems and the L2 ecosystems have been scaling quite well. Their technology has been improving quite well, but there's a lot of challenges with fragmentation. And if we want to try to reduce those challenges with fragmentation, then we need to do things to actually make Optimism and Arbitrum and ZK Sync and Polygon and all of these different parts of the bigger Ethereum world actually feel like they're parts of one Ethereum world instead of feeling like they're separate chains.
Again, this is why I say Ethereum is Kaspa's failing dad. Kaspa's foundation will not only be much stronger, it'll not only be more attractive for developers, including developers that are currently building on Ethereum. Kaspa's ecosystem for layer 2s will be much better for the Kaspa ecosystem itself, as Kaspa will be future-proof, something Ethereum will not be able to, especially not in its current form.
The way that ETH, the asset, accrues value is by scaling the L1 and taking those execution fees. You have to compete directly against the L2s to do that. If they do not, I expect ETH price performance to be sideways to down. The infrastructure on ETH doesn't tell you what you own. You have to find the contract address and you have to add the asset. That is an absurd workflow that's been existed on the ETH side of things for years.
Comparing to the potential 51% attack you will see on Tron or Solana or Sui, because only need 50 or 20 people to do that, then on Ethereum, the problem is that they have no control over what the layer 2s are actually doing.
You're going to see that Solana is much more prepared for the Web3 world, smartphones, and etc. And Ethereum, it's stuck 5 or 10 years ago. In terms of UX, Ethereum has a problem that's not going to be solved over the next 6 months.
This doesn't speak of the financial aspect of it all. Again, I will do a separate vid on how many of the layer 2 projects that build on Ethereum basically robbed Ethereum whilst using the ETH network, and Ethereum can't do anything about it.
The status quo is depositing from L1 to L2 is pretty fast. It does take a lot of gas. It takes much more gas than it should or than it could, but it's pretty fast. Withdrawing from optimistic rollups requires waiting for 1 week. Over the past year, we've been doing these cross L2 interoperability initiatives. So we started really paying attention to this problem in the summer of last year. And the two big things that we started focusing on, one of them is chain-specific addresses, so the address should contain the chain that the address is on. And the other is intent-based bridging, right? So basically, the idea is if I have 1 ETH on Optimism and I want to move that 1 ETH to Arbitrum, I don't have to go and wait 1 week myself. Instead, what I can do is I can put the 1 ETH on Optimism into a smart contract, and then in that smart contract, it automatically gives that ETH to whoever first provides a proof that they sent the 1 ETH through a contract to my destination address on Arbitrum, right? So basically, you're offloading the work of actually transferring the ETH and actually moving it through L1 to a separate class of market makers.
On Ethereum, the problem is that they have no control over what the layer 2s are actually doing. These things can be rug, the issues can be outage. This happened with Arbitrum, and things can be higher rollback rates, which means that people are rolling back transactions for their own sake. And this is not always about justice. This is about fairness, right? Because if I got something stolen, people won't roll back the network for me. And this is about the MEVs, about arbitrage, about sandwich trades, about liquidation, and ultimately means reduced fees for layer 1s.
The challenge is that liquidity is expensive, right? Basically, what we're saying is that if you want to move 1 ETH from Optimism to Arbitrum, then unless there are a lot of people who are constantly moving back and forth in roughly equal proportions, you're basically requiring some liquidity provider somewhere to lock up that 1 ETH for a week, and they're not able to do something else with it. So this is expensive. This basically means that, especially for larger transfers, transaction fees for going from one L2 to another L2 are needlessly high, right? And so we need these things to be fixed.
The current market conditions create a lot of FUD, including for Kaspa. But if I were an Ethereum investor, I'd be scared because of its lacking foundations that are coming to the surface. Vitalik Buterin is aware of the issues, and soon the developers will be. And once developers find out they have a much better alternative in Kaspa, which is cheaper than Ethereum, faster than even Solana at 10 BPS without network outages, future-proof, scalable whilst being fully decentralized, Ethereum's right to exist will be held into question. Just because you don't see major price action for Kaspa at the making of this vid doesn't prove Kaspa is a failure. As a matter of fact, Kaspa is building strongly towards the future in the dark, not just for Kaspa itself, but also what will be the future of the entire crypto ocean. Experienced investors realize these are the times to study the crypto ocean, and in terms of Kaspa, it is important to understand what you hold. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout.
So shout out to Crypto Crew and the breakdown for Ethereum. But I told you guys previously, the Ethereum fees are crazy high. Plus, the way that they're processing transactions are slow. I mentioned several times that Kaspa is probably going to replace Ethereum at some point, right? So let me know what you guys think about that as well. Moving forward, this is Crypto ZX. What up, Crypto? Let's see what he has to say.
Those ZX channel. You guys know what time it is, of course. So, let's waste no more time and take a look at what's happening with our good old friend Kaspa. So, first and foremost, let's take a look at what's happening with the broader market. I'm sure it's no secret at this point if you're looking at the screen, we're seeing, a sea of red once again. A lot of manipulation happening across the crypto space, and what we've discussed over the last, few updates. Really starting to show how important it really is, as to what we've been discussing. So, obviously, these tariff conversations are really still ongoing. Investor confidence is still quite low. A lot of uncertainty within the space, which of course is reflecting not just within the crypto markets, but also the traditional market, the bond market, and so on and so forth. But looking at Kaspa down 5% once again, with the price currently sitting at 6 cents to be exact, also down 0.3% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at 1.56 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at about $80.1 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So you guys know we're going to start off with the Bitcoin dominance index. I've been indicating to you guys, we're kind of starting to see a little bit of a range forming, for the dominance itself. But again, in a grand scheme of things, we are still really, really high for the dominance. So, a little bit of, a budge in Bitcoin's price. And, Bitcoin hasn't touched the neckline of the 0.50 fib support line. Once again, exactly what we discussed over the last few hours. Actually, I said, if we're unable to close the daily candle above $77,000, the chance of us falling below is still on the table. And that's exactly what we saw happening right at the neckline. Of course, the dominance didn't really make its way up to 64%. It's still ranging around the 63.5%. That did save altcoins, in my opinion, a little bit better than what could have ended up happening. I think we could have ended up seeing more downside for altcoins if dominance did make its way back up to the 64%. So again, in terms of positive news, that is something that you can kind of take a look at it from a positive standpoint. But of course, obviously the bigger picture is something that you really don't want to be ignoring, and that is the fact that we're still seeing the dominance still sitting quite high. But Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a bounce. Tariffs are alive. Of course, this bounce could be a complete fake out. So again, in terms of getting excited, that is something we need to kind of hold off on. Wait for a little bit more confirmation. As far as Kaspa is concerned, let's really take a look at it on the hourly time frame here. So if you're looking at CAS right now, guys, CAS is obviously, we did retest the likes of 6.5 cents. Very, very impressive. We didn't really manage to, close the deal. Fill the wick that we saw just a few hours back at 6.8 cents, but we did come very close, which again is really interesting to see. And what's really also interesting to see for Kaspa here is the fact that Again, if you've been watching my coverage, my analysis pretty much over the last 7-8 months, I've been covering Casper longer, way longer than that. But obviously August of last year is when I turned bearish on Caspa, because of the fact that we were seeing bearish sentiment and bearish price action. But over the course of the last, I would say, month and a half, you have started to see Caspa kind of reacting in a positive way, and actually being correlated with the market. Before it was kind of decoupled, not obviously entirely, but it was kind of decoupled, where you did see positive price action coming from the broader market, but Caspa was not showing any sort of moves. But you're starting to see it kind of balancing itself out with the market. So right now we're still holding at that 6 cents price point. Like I said, you really want to be thanking the dominance for the fact that it's still sitting at 63.44%. Obviously that is helping, I think, a lot of still sitting at 6 cents. It's a good thing to see, of course, significant amount of resistance coming in its way. But right now, the chances of us, making our way down to the likes of 5.3 cents is still on the table, as I've stated to you guys before in my other updates, because of the fact that, you're still seeing dominance really high, and, Bitcoin is still not at the level where you really want to see it. So again, we're going to see what happens. But as of now, good thing the way it's holding. Confirmation still, of course, guys, is at that 8.2 cents. If we're able to break out, that would be a clear indication how the market goes. But let me know down below what you guys think. What are your personal predictions as of now? So far so good. But if you end up losing the support around this 5.8 cents roughly, then we could potentially retest the level we set for ourselves yesterday. But let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later. Bring crypto ZX and peace out. Kaspa holders, welcome back to the crypto.
So shout out to the crypto ZX and his analysis. And that actually went by pretty quick. I was expecting it to run a little longer, but we will see. This is somebody new. See what he has to say. Casper holders a must-watch update. This is crypto whammy? Crypto W mile? I don't know. See what he has to say.
Let's check the charts. Just before we do that, many of you guys have actually liked, comment, and subscribed, and share the videos in Casper groups on Telegram, Discord, Reddit, everywhere. You guys are absolutely amazing. And like I said, for you guys, we will be doing a giveaway. So all you got to do for the giveaway now, it's open. So all you got to do is drop your Casper address below, and it has to be the Casper address, guys, because if you send the wrong address and I send the Casper to that address, then there's nothing I can do about it. You've just blew it basically, and I've just wasted my Casper, which I've been holding for a long time. So all you have to do is leave your Casper address below and make sure that you are subscribed. Obviously, if you have multiple accounts and you subscribe, then the chance of you being in the giveaway and actually winning the giveaway is drastically higher. And honestly, if you do that, it's fine. I'm not going to be one of the people who stop you from winning it, from doing that. So you can do that, and definitely do make the most of it, because we're going to have such a short time window for you guys to win the Casper. And like I said, all you got to do is drop the Casper address below. So let's dive into the charts. As you can see here, many of you would have seen that we had a really nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. We had a decrease down here, which was around a 60 to 70% move to the downside. After that, we had a really nice 100% move to the upside. After that, I did say this wouldn't be the right high. We would have an ABC correction to the downside, and then we would have a really nice WXY to the upside after that. And then we had an ABC correction leading us to where we are now. So we are in a nice zone. We have not made any significant low because crypto. It's only Matt, and a wick. And this is why I said to you guys in every single video, I don't care where the price is at the beginning of the week. I only care about where it is at the weekly close. As you can see, we've had a wick below the wave 2 and the wave 1. I don't care about that. Honestly, I'm not going to be one of the people who'd be like, oh, it's the end of the world. No, it's not. The weekly hasn't closed yet. The daily hasn't closed yet. As long as the weekly doesn't close below the wave 2, the wave 2 is still very much alive, and the wave 3 is coming next. So as you can see, we are now in deep support, and we're holding it. We're holding it. We came up, wicked back down, and we are just chilling in support. And Kaspa, it's in that time period again where I'm ready to take the leap and 10x leverage long it, because you can see that just up to this wave 5 here is already 138% move. Using 10x leverage, that is absolutely monster trade, and that's nothing in comparisons to where this coin is going to go. So having a look at the micro time frame for you guys, you can see that we have money flow curving to the upside still here on the daily time frame, looking absolutely amazing. We have bullish divergence here. We've got bullish divergence here. We've got hidden bullish divergence there. We've got bullish divergence there. And we have hidden bullish divergence right now. The money flow is the thickest it's been since February, when we had a bounce already here. As you can see, that was a micro bounce here. That was already a 43% move up. So even if we just get a 43% move up from current price, that will drive us really nicely here. That will bring us halfway through the wave 3. So you should expect a follow through from there. So again, add on another 40-something%. That's roughly the top of wave 3. So it's lining up really nicely. To be honest, I'm actually really enjoying this chart a lot more than many people would ever think. As you can see here, we have a really nice green diamond here for the first time in a damn long time that we have on the Kaspa chart. Again, looking really, really nice. Having a look here on the 4-hour time frame, we have now just confirmed our hidden bullish divergence, and we've pumped into support/resistance. RSIs are heavily overbought now, so we're expecting a higher low to come really, really soon. And if we hold a higher low, then that means we've just had a really nice 5-wave move up and an ABC correction to the downside, and that's what we're looking for to confirm a low is in. If the low is not in, then we should only have maybe another 10 to 20% to the downside to come. And again, if this happens before the weekly close and the weekly close is above, then again, this was just another fake out, and this was just another opportunity to find your longs, to find your entries for Kaspa. So we are keeping an eye on it. I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Having a look at the weekly time frame, again, we've now confirmed this bullish divergence on the weekly time frame because of the wick below what we just had, and we've confirmed a green diamond on Kaspa as well. I'm so excited to see where Kaspa is going to go really, really soon. I know many of you guys are as well. Having a look where we are expecting to go after all this mess that we've been in, honestly, with Donald Trump. You can see that we are still expecting a wave 3, 4, and a 5 to the upside here. Obviously, the minimum expectations for Kaspa is 0.58, and exceeding them expectations is in and around 0.77. And if we do come back down from them, we have an ABC correction, we still can stretch really, really high. As you can see here, we should have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, taking us to $1.65. So they're the areas I'm looking for Kaspa. Just from current price right now, having a move up to the wave 3 is already a 648% move. Again, we're looking for longs in this area, and yeah, we're excited. I can't wait to see what happens. So yeah, that's been pretty much everything for this video, guys. If you've enjoyed.
So it was a pretty interesting video from this guy and about that analysis. So I want to go back. I had a video. Yeah. So Crypto Crew was talking about the Web3 festival, and I did the ZK roll up yesterday, but I didn't actually do where he was
Crypto
at.
Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Cap.
He was at the festival. So let's go back and do the festival part again. The Web3 festival.
And crypto might actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, today we will listen to a keynote from Kaspa founder Jonathan Sampolinsky at the 2025 Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. This is just weeks before the crescendo, Kaspa's upgrade to 10 blocks per second. Now, crescendo is a musical term that describes the peak of a gradual increase. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. The 2025 bull run is about to continue, not too long from the making of this recording, at least in my opinion. In that case, always make sure to protect your crypto investments, Crypto Crew. Self-custody is key. I personally use the Tangem wallet. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage out there. So if you wish to order your Tangem wallet, you can get 10% off using code Crypto Crew. Check out the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration. Thank you so much to all who have purchased your Tangem wallet using my code. Thank you for your support, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
Who wants to wait 42 seconds to watch something download instead of 2 seconds? Nobody.
Crypto Crew Kaspa is present at the 2025 Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. As we speak, Jonathan Sampolinski had a keynote on the importance of ZK rollups. But before we go there, we'll kick things off with the Australian Kaspa ambassador, Luke and Wolfie. Shout out to them and to Cliff Choi for the footage.
Hey, this is Wolfie here at the Kaspa booth in Hong Kong with my man Luke.
Hey everyone, good to have you here, Wolfie.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, and so we're kicking it here. It's Monday morning, early bird time. It's not super populated or crowded at the show yet, but we expect everyone should be getting here right before lunchtime. We had a nice opening yesterday. On Sunday, we had Mr. Jonathan speaking on stage, talking about some brand new, fantastic stuff.
Rollups are primarily for output integrity. They prove to us that the VM state is what they say it is.
That's a Kaspa only capability to determine which ones are kind of telling the truth. Nobody else can do that with a blockchain, but with a block DAG, it's going to be possible real soon. So that was neat.
Yeah, and I guess we're pretty excited for tomorrow, right? So there's the Kaspa stage. So from 9 a.m. I think till midday it is. So have the whole fam there. We've got Jonathan himself again, Michael Sutton, lead developer, a whole host of different projects on top of Kaspa, and yeah, it's going to be just amazing, right?
I think it will. Jonathan Sampolinski, the founder, so he's the thought guy. His thoughts, his brains in the clouds most of the time, the good clouds, thinking about new revolutionary breakthrough technologies that can be brought to crypto. And then you have Michael Sutton, who's the lead developer, who's a high-performance computing expert. So he takes the ideas of Jonathan and he turns them into code, and then they're realized, they become real on the block DAG, the Kaspa network.
So definitely both amazing visionaries there in one place. It's an honor to have them here as well. So you don't often get them out of the thinking cave, all the things that they're working on, but yeah.
Yeah, once in a while they touch down to ground level to explain, what's coming around the bend for Kaspa to us regular folks and Kaspa fam and supporters.
Share their knowledge upon us all, and we all just listen. So no, it's going to be fantastic, and yeah, amazing people coming past already, and a lot of great questions and interaction with the communities. I can't ask for much more.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. Stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.
Let's say we focus on based rollups. It's taking the transactions on chain and saving all of us the need to compute them and only provide us an attestation on the output. So if you consider a based rollup, a zero knowledge based rollup on Ethereum, for instance, then there's no disagreement, there's no ambiguity as to the input for the VM or the contract. You can all go on chain to Etherscan, view the transactions, and compute yourselves the state of the contract. However, rollups save us this need by posting on-chain a commitment, a hash commitment, and a proof that they have computed the output correctly. And this is important because rollups are primarily for output integrity. They prove to us that the VM state is what they say it is. Okay, what does any of this have to do with Kaspa? So a bit of a context, Kaspa is a block DAG, is a proof of work governed block DAG. It was originated based on my PhD thesis together with my advisor, Aviv Zohar. The whole block DAG paradigm was incepted back then in the Hebrew University. And after a few years, me and other researchers and devs founded Kaspa. And now you can see the current state of the network, which is in a few weeks, we'll transition to 10 blocks per second. Kaspa is based on a clean proof of work model. There are no tricks, there are no super nodes. Most of your questions about Kaspa should be answered in your mind. This is just the same model as Bitcoin. Proof of work, mining, difficulty adjustment, transaction fees, blocks. Yes, it's more complicated because every block points at several predecessors. But other than that complication, Kaspa works very similarly to Bitcoin and tries to remain faithful to the design principles of Bitcoin. It started with 1 block per second. Now we are transitioning to 10 blocks per second. And why is this, or how is this related to the problem of oracles? It requires a bit of inspiration, but once you get it, you get it. Perhaps zooming back or going back to
Prime back here, but they look at Kaspa. As you can see here, the markets have drastically turned in the last hour. If we come over here to the crypto bubbles, this is the last hour right here. Okay, this pop, what we've had for the day, things are definitely looking up here. All right, a lot of this has to do with the news that came out over here on Twitter. I gotta give credit to the Discord. They're the ones that posted this out here, a lot of this, but listen to this.
Straight shoot up one. Trump has just said effective immediately, the tariffs on China move from 104%. Larry, I think he's trying to make you happy, up to 125%. So let's talk about that. Do we have the
Yes.
Okay, we got another one too. I'm just gonna keep giving it to you.
Yeah, here's the
that. And Dagan, I'm gonna turn over.
No, you go, because this is even bigger.
He's
authorized a 90-day pause on tariffs that applies to reciprocal and the 10% tariff, a 90-day pause effective immediately. Look at the straight shoot up one.
Trump has just said effective immediately, the tariffs on China
Just fired right up here. Here's a little bit more news that you might definitely want to hear.
If I could just add to what the secretary said, many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office to talk to them. And that's exactly why more than 75 countries have called, because the United States of America is the best place in the world to do business. And as the president has shown great courage, as the secretary has said, in choosing to retaliate against China even higher.
Pretty big news out there today. Trump slapped 46 minutes ago. Trump slapped 125% tariff on Chinese goods effective immediately. Announced a 90-day pause and 10% reciprocal tariff for cooperating countries. Warned China ripping off the U.S. is no longer acceptable. U.S. stocks jumped. Yeah. Pretty big. Go down through here. Stay the course to make America great again. Trump just announced a 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs and 10% tariffs effective immediately. Trump slapped 125% tariff on Chinese goods effective immediately. Yeah. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, it has made the markets absolutely jump like crazy. Bitcoin here, believe it or not, I was actually trading this when this happened. Right down here, this thing was getting ready to break down right here. I put it out in Discord. This white line, if we get rejected, go short. If it breaks, go long. Well, it was getting rejected. This wick right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Like on a 5 minute. It's right when the news came out. Right here, Bitcoin started rolling over. Right here, this wick right here. Then it absolutely, that news came out, and this thing just fired right up through there. Not so great for my trade at the time. I was actually up pretty big right here, but it is what it is. Ended up taking off nicely. You can see right in here, right here. You can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the bigger move here, this thing is making a lot bigger of a push here. On the 4 hour, you can see right here, you got a 1, 2. This is the third wave right here. Believe it or not, I think this is going to push us out the other end of this this wedge toward the upside. You know, if we come out on a 12 hour, all right, zoom out on this. I don't know if you guys remember this wedge that was building up in here, this upper side and lower side, but it looks like this thing's going to break out the top. All right, one way we will definitely know, okay, if we take and put, I apologize if you can hear that dog next door. Bird dog, the neighbors. It's a good dog. It's good. definitely let you know when somebody's around, right? We live out in the country here, but Bitcoin, beautiful double bottom. You know, I kind of had the idea that this, I put it over in Discord that, you know, this thing could definitely bounce and go. Double bottom, beautiful, right? But we end up coming up here and breaking through, what is it, 84,500. That's the 702 and 618. And it looks like it's going to do it, quite honestly. Could be it. Could be a bottom here, guys. That could be it for the downward price action. I mean, if this is a wave 3, right, on the 4 hour right here, you got a 1, 2, working on a third wave, right? This comes up, pulls back, say down here, boom, bam, up through, you know, looking good. So a break of 84,500 bucks, that would definitely get us through the 702. Then we're looking, you know, back up towards 96, 99, possibly. All right, if this is not a retracement, that's one thing we're going to have to be extremely careful of. All right, if we get through there, then we're out looking at this bigger picture right out here. Okay, pull this down a little bit since we came down the bottom here. This blue up here is going to change, right? Let's drag it over here. It's going to be right in here. This is going to be the big story right here. You know, that will tell all. Okay, a break of 100 grand. And we're probably heading up towards that 130 mark, or you know, if possible. I don't know if I see this happening right now. With, you know, you never know, right? This is when, you know, when it's at its climax, when everybody says, "Oh no, don't sell now. You're crazy for selling." Blah blah blah. Right? That's when extreme greed is in the market and everything else, and that's when we roll over. So just I'll announce it when we're up in this area, if we get up there. You know, we're gonna have to watch this and be extremely, extremely careful. Okay, but right now the smaller picture is what was it, that 84.5, break of 84.5, and then, like I said, it looks like we're definitely doing that. This zoom in here. I'm showing this on Discord also. These double bottoms always form these beautiful W formations right here. Boom, boom. And they always come up back up to at least where they started, right over here, right? That's what I put over there, and we nailed that. Came up and hit this perfectly. But that's a wave 3, okay? So you count on a wave 4 pullback and then a 5 up, all right? So if you're looking for trades today, you know, definitely looking for longs out there. Not financial advice. I'm just saying, me personally, I'll be looking for longs over in Discord. Doesn't matter when you're trading leverage if it's going up or down. You know, you can make money both ways. Okay, if the market's down 20%, you might as well look at it. You can look at it as up 20% when you're trading leverage. It doesn't matter. When the market goes up, we make money. When the market comes down, we make money. Make money both ways. You long and short. All right, there's a link for weeks in the description of the video. If you're looking for a great leverage trading site, a lot of people in our Discord use it. There's a link in the description of the video for it. Weeks. They have a bunch of sign-on bonuses and stuff over there. They have a daily spin. You spin a wheel and you can win 1, 5, 10 USDT, 180A, 2000 XRP, 0.1 Bitcoin. They were like the 2 big ones on the wheel. But you win spins every day over there for you know, for placing trades and stuff. So they have tons of contests over there. All kinds of airdrops if you hold weeks. Weeks is only 2 cents right now, and I think there's 5 billion tokens. That's it. All right, so go check that out. It's in the link in the description of the video. And if you want to come trade with us in Discord, that's a level 3 membership over at Discord, or over in the description of the video. I'm sorry. It's $14.99. That gets you 10 hours of videos and a link to the Discord to come trade with us. We have about 175 members over there. So come join us. Come make this money. All right. It's out here. Like I said, look at these moves today. This is where you make your money, leverage trading. You get stuff moving up like this, 10% on a 10x. That's 100% per leverage move. All right. So if you have $1,000 on a 10x and it goes up 10%, you just made $1,000. Right. That's what I do. I love leverage. I love it. I trade it every single day, every day. Over here in Kaspa, let's take a look here. There's a couple things I want to show you guys, and obviously that is huge news today with them tariffs. Massive news. Everything is absolutely taking off, which is great to see. Right? Depressing when it's going down for sure. Definitely hurts the wallet. No doubt about it. But like I said, when we're leverage trading, doesn't matter if it's going up or down. You look for the big moves. That's where you make your money. All right, let's take a look real quick here at the Dow Jones. It's up 2,300 points. All right, for the day. That's a pretty big move. 6% on the Dow Jones. All right, you haven't seen a 6% move on the Dow for a long time. All right, that's huge. You go way back through here. Right, this on a daily. There ain't no 6% move anywhere on this chart. Okay, all the way back down through here. No, it takes big news to move the Dow 6 points, 2,300 points. All right, you can look here. And it was looking bad. All right, if you zoom out here, this has regained that trend line. It's going to monthly. All right, you see that trend line coming up through here, the yellow line. It lost it the other day. All right, thank God it looks like it just back tested and held on. It's amazing how the news comes out at just the right time, isn't it? I mean, it really is. Looks like a back test on this previous high over here. Came down, touched it. Now that candle has sucked the whole way back up into here on the monthly. Right, so looking very good. The DXY down 102.874. All right, the settlement monthly. Looking for that thing. We want this to break support in here to really have a massive run. Of course, this thing was all the way up to 114 back in, what is that, September. All right, back over here, it has come down quite a bit. Was it up to 110 here in January and February? All right, now it's down to 102.8. All right, the more that drops, the more crypto and stuff takes off. The Dow, let's take a look over here. Gold, this is stuff we haven't looked at for a long time. Look at gold, 3,065. This chart, I have not touched this chart for a very long time. All right, 3388 is the wave 5 I have up here. We'll see if we hit that. It's gone up to 3163. All right, gold is up $83 for the day. That's quite a bit. Look at that nice green candle on that thing. Looking very good. I know my buddy holds a lot of silver. Let's get out through here. Look at the Nike. Right here, it's up 2,100 points. Just like the Dow. Huge jump. Go on that monthly and see where I'm sure this broke support too, and it's come back up and regained it. You take this up through. Look at that. Everything was on the verge of really breaking down. But there you go once again. Turned out to be just a beautiful back test right over here. Broke, came back tested the previous high. Now it should go. Let's see here, the NASDAQ is up almost 1,800 points, 10%. there you go. Once again, it broke a support and looks like possible.
So I guess we're going to shut it down. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check Kaspa real quick. So we're up 15.7 on the day, down 0.9 on the hour. Checking the trader view. Go back to the 1 hour chart. See if we can zoom in a little bit. Looks like there's massive volume building on the 1 hour chart. I'm not sure why these indicators look weird like that. What happened? Oh, okay. Tripping. Was it hollow candles? It's not hollow candles. Okay, there we go. So volume building on the 1 hour chart, starting to pull back a little bit. Look at the 15-minute chart. MACD crossed and the volume started decreasing. And on the 5-minute chart, yeah, the volume is down seriously. So let me see if we can check the RSI real quick. So RSI is flat. So I guess the pumping is over. See if we can pull it in some. And that's 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. Looks like it is a couple of green candles on the 15-minute. And on the 1 hour, RSI is still up on the 1 hour chart. And a couple of red candles, so maybe it's coming back down. But let me know what you guys think. And as always, let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. Miner out.